fancy PowerPoint?
Yes, please. It's considering it. I can see it's there. We go. Fantastic.
Okay.
Right, fire away.
So now we will see if all my technology is going to work, and hopefully it does, but I might not be able to see you guys. So Donnie, you keep me right, because I won't be able to see everybody from the beginning. Did it work?
Yep, all good.
Is it spinning?
Yep.
There we go. So first of all, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know that it is a Thursday, and so we're not going to keep you. I know we've got the hour, but we will try and get through everything. My PowerPoint is messed up, so I'm sorry. I'm going to need to come out of that. It should. No, it's not. Anna. So we do tonight. What we're going to talk about is what is the qualification, why it exists, what it exists to do, and how you can access it. And tonight we are joined by Glennifer High, who is one of our really supportive clients, and two young people that are recent graduates of the programme. So just quickly on this slide, you can see what is comedy and confidence. So laughter is a scientifically proven exercise. There is numerous science around the mental health benefit and confidence techniques of learning to have a laugh. Some mythbusters are that you don't have to be funny to do our course. It's not about you being funny. It's about you enabling yourself, whether as a young person or as an adult, to have a little bit of fun and open your creative mindset. And the PowerPoint says what candidates will learn. So we focus on 7 styles of comedy. There are currently 73. And the reason we focus in on these 7 is because these are the ones that have the science and the emotional reactions behind them. On the programme, young people get to explore variations of humour and play about with it. And it's on the SCQF, it's 4 different levels, which we will get into. I am now going to get the young people to tell you about their experience of doing the programme and Mr. Madden, just so that it's not me talking and they're currently still in school. So I'm going to hand over to them and I will stop sharing, and hopefully that's okay with the young people. Yes. So first of all, we're going to, sorry, Donnie. True comedy and confidence fashion. This is fully interactive. Jump in whenever you would like. We're not I speak, you listen. So we're going to start with Mr. Madden, who is the client. So Mr. Madden, we've worked together now. This is our second group. Yep. So can you just tell the people on the call why you wanted to get comedy and confidence in?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it started off in our pursuit of becoming an SCQF ambassador school. We really want to get involved with as many awards as possible, widening our curriculum and have as wide an offer as we could for all of our young people. It was Marie Claire Futamata, who was our deputy at the time. She's now head teacher through in Perth now, but she passed on your name. I think we had quite a lot of phone calls and Zoom calls initially, and I was just kind of bowled away by how enthusiastic you were, your knowledge of your subject, and you definitely brought something that, you know, as great teachers we have here, it's just something different that we don't have in the building. Initially, we chose a kind of ragtag group. We didn't really have one kind of specific aim. So we had pupils who were in 3rd year, 5th year, and a mix of different reasons why they were chosen. Courtney, who is to my left here, she was the only 3rd year in the group and was incredibly brave to take part, and because you were the only one from your peer group. Mm-hmm. Courtney was chosen because she basically didn't attend an S2. Obviously, that was kind of in the midst of the pandemic and things like that. So it was part of a bespoke timetable for Courtney. And I have to say, she engaged incredibly well in it. And that was maybe the catalyst for her just to coming back into school. She's still on a bespoke timetable, but we're talking about 70% of the week that you're in. And our attendance has been great. Since then, so that's been a real success story, as well as Courtney just flourishing the last couple of years. So she's got her SCQF level 4 comedy and confidence. She's also did her level 6 SCQF first aid award subsequently as well, as well as been on track for a number of nationals as well. So it's been a real success story. And I think without having Anna in the building, that might not have happened. I don't think we might have had the kind of one person that could really bring Courtney out of her shell at that point.
Okay, so will we go to Courtney? Courtney, are you happy to speak?
Yeah.
Yes, because when we first met, you were just like, what is this woman? What is she? And it was beautiful. And you did do really, really well because you were the youngest in that class.
Yeah.
So tell us in your own words then, Courtney, what was it about it that you did keep coming? And what did you not like about it? Because in life, you know, there's always things you won't like. So can you tell us just in your words?
Coming because it brought me out my comfort zone and made me have like less anxiety and getting to know other people and working with different people that I've never worked with before. So that helped a lot coming out my shell.
Great. And what did you not like about it? Because you threw me a lot of eyeball looks during those classes. There was a lot going on. So what did you really not like about it?
The writing part.
Okay, that's totally fine. But yeah, well done and congratulations because you've done really well and I'm so proud of you. And you keep going because you'll do brilliant. I'm going to come back to you, but I want to bring in Tavern if you want to speak as well.
So just Tavern's identified as Caleb. So Caleb.
Oh,
here.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Caleb.
Oh, it's okay. I didn't tell you. I forgot.
That's okay. That's okay. My apologies. So yes, Caleb, do you want to tell us why you kept coming or what was it about the class in your own words?
I really enjoyed it because I'm a sociable person, but I get anxious around people I don't know. So I kept coming because I started to get to know everyone there and I became more comfortable with it. And I kept going because I really enjoyed the classes as well. And I was able to muck about and like still get things done and not get into trouble. And it was just a really good laugh as well. Like there's times I would choke on my drink dying of laughter multiple times and everyone would just laugh and laugh and it was really fun.
Great. And what did you not like about it?
Not much really. Not much I can remember that I didn't like about it. Probably sometimes there was a few writings I'm like, I just cannot be bothered with it.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it was all right.
Great. Okay. And so now to both Courtney and Caleb, do you use anything that you learned on it still?
Yeah, learn to talk to more people and get out my comfort zone around others. That's helped me.
I became more sarcastic. I mean, I've always been sarcastic, but I've now have the confidence to be sarcastic to other people that I might not have met before.
Okay.
Like, another day, those guys that came up to me and was like, your phone screen's cracked. I'm like, really? Wow. I didn't know. I don't know this guy. And if it was like me before then, I'll be like, oh, really? Thanks. Yeah. So like, I've got more confidence to be myself, which is very sarcastic, apparently.
And that's okay because being you is the best thing you can be. And Jim has just put in saying that, I'm trying to see it, sorry, and I'm still coming back to you. You've developed confidence and communication skills, and he's just saying thank you. So yes, the next thing that I want us to talk about is, see during the programme, so remember we did like very good, which Caleb, you hated. Do you remember that? You hated that. Some people on the call have done very good, very good, very good, Jay. But so during the programme, was there any specific technique that you really enjoyed and then have used to, does that make sense? Is there anything specific from the programme that you go, oh, that was really good that I got to learn that?
Not on the top of my head, no.
Okay. Courtney?
Can't really think of anything.
Okay, that's fine. I just
The
wanted
time that really stung, I wasn't in every lesson, but I put my head in now and again. I remember Courtney particularly doing a job interview, and that was the time I thought she's really getting this. She's really coming out of her shell. So you had to act. You basically got some random facts to include in a job interview. Anna, keep me right in this.
Yep, that's it. We do bad
And you basically had to
interviews.
make up your own
Be funny
job
parts,
interview and be
stories.
funny. Yeah,
That was funny.
and that's where I remember thinking, right, yeah,
We're using
she's really getting this. She's really coming out of her shell
Yeah, I
here.
had to fuck on a fake mustache in my hair.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
So yeah, it was hilarious. So the technique we did was bad interviews. So remember, you were the queen. Caleb, you were the queen, and you were sipping tea and all of that.
Was I?
Yeah.
And you were telling everybody that you just weren't having it today and all that. Mhm. So yes, one of the techniques that we do is bad interviews. How many were in the group? I believe we had 9, Mr. Madden, is that correct?
Yeah, it was 9. I think it started off as 10, and then we just had, again, we kind of tried to get people in who weren't attending through the mainstream curriculum, but for one of those young people, this didn't really work. So it ended up as 9.
Yeah, there was 9 of us. Okay, and I'm going to open the floor, if you guys are okay with that, to see if anybody would like to ask you a question. Is that okay, Caleb and Courtney?
Yeah.
And remember, you don't need to have the answer. That's okay, right? So I'm going to open the floor. Does anybody want to ask the young people anything specific around their experience or Mr. Madden? Margaret's thinking about it.
I am. You can read people very well, obviously. My question was going to be, how did you feel about working with adults who were in a position to allow you to be yourselves like that? And could I have joined the course, for example? Because the first thing I learned to do, or the first thing that I did a presentation on when I was very young, was what makes people laugh. Don't ask me why I did that, but laughter is so good, just as Anna said, and it helps you to get through your life, I've always found. So I'm delighted that you've done the course, and I hope that you'll recommend it to other people. And another thing, just a comment, I'll go back to SQA and tell people that I've listened to 2 very confident young ladies as a result of this course.
Well, thank you, Margaret. So yes, Caleb and Courtney, how did it make you feel? Because I always said that I'm not like a traditional teacher. So how did it make you feel being in that room?
First, it was a bit weird considering that we didn't have to ask to go to the toilet, and like we could really speak about anything, and then we kind of got used to it a bit more.
Yeah, you just got to be more yourself around you than like actual teachers.
Because most teachers, if you like talk back to them, they'll be like, "Why are you talking back? Don't talk back to me." They don't let you defend yourself. Whereas I don't think it's ever happened, but I would imagine if it happened to you, you'd let us defend ourselves and say, actually, it's not what you think. This is what actually happened.
Caleb, you clapped back at me quite a few times on that programme. I think you're looking back with Rosie. You were always, why am I doing this? Why? I was like, do it like that. But yes, would anybody else like to? It's just because they're still in school, so I want to make sure they get up the road. Does anybody else got a question?
Can I have another one, girls and ladies and gents? It's just to ask how other teachers felt in the school. How did they understand what the course was about?
Okay. I was going to say we'll put that to Mr. Madden.
Yeah, I mean, apart from teachers being aware that people were taking part, I mean, I guess there wasn't a huge amount of understanding of exactly what was going on. I think certainly from a pastoral point of view, I think they really understood the benefits and they were involved in the kind of process of choosing our cohort. But yeah, maybe in the wider school, it wasn't. Yeah, we weren't maybe getting the message across of why we were doing it. But in an ideal world, I'd love to be a centre that can deliver this. But I think with staffing and everyone kind of up to here, it just hasn't. The kind of practicalities haven't worked. But it's definitely something that we really would like to move forward with as a school and have someone in-house delivering it, and then potentially have a bit more kind of awareness of it. But probably for next year, the year after, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay. We'll get there with that, and you've got 2 primed trainers right there, so you'll be fine. Okay, so I've seen that you're putting some questions in the chat. That's great. I'm going to come back to them. Yes, Jim, would you like to ask a question? You're on mute, Jim. Jim is, do you want to do a
I
quick
always get caught out with that. A question both for teacher and pupils as to what were the selling points to persuade you to get involved with this program?
Good question.
We'll let you guys start.
Probably the dice, and then having to make up like a story for it, and like going around.
It was fun. That's why. It was fun.
Yeah.
I think for me it was just having something else on our curriculum that was practical, that was fun, and actually having Anna in the building. The girls mentioned it here, like how engaging Anna was or is, and she's able to build relationships with people that teachers can't. And I don't think that's necessarily criticism. It's just, you know, we are kind of hamstrung by GTCS standards and things like that, which Anna isn't. So it definitely makes for a kind of much more relaxed, open atmosphere. So that was a huge selling point. The other thing as well, I'm principal teacher of attainment. So at the end of the day, tariff points, SCQF level 4s are important to me as well. And I'll be honest, we were worried about Courtney as well. So that it was kind of, for me, strategic thinking if we can get her in, get a level 4 done this year and the S3, what can we start to build in using the rest of the SCQF? But actually, it's turned around, and actually she's now engaging in the mainstream curriculum. So there's not as much of a need for the SCQF, but as I said, she's still got at least 2 awards under her belt so far.
Come up to the third one.
Coming up to the third one, what's that?
Employability.
Employability award as well.
So that Courtney's just killing it. She's just racking them up. Quite right, babe. You keep doing that. You rack them up. Okay, so do you have any like final comments from Caleb or Courtney or yourself, Mr. Madden? And then I'm happy to let you go because I know it's 25 to 5. So you get anything else you would like to say? Anything?
No, just as I said, I think I've probably covered it all, but
yeah.
I think it's just a brilliant thing to have in a school building. There will be, no matter what school, there will be a group of pupils who this will be incredibly beneficial for. And then the fact that you can then also get SCQF points and a full award from it, I think is ideal.
Can help kids bring out their comfort zone in different ways.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Courtney, that was really cute. The camera wasn't on you. So I'm just going to repeat what you, do you want to say it again?
Like, can bring kids out their comfort zone that aren't too comfortable with stuff and bring it out in different ways and help them in the outside world. Like talking
That's
to people
fantastic.
they've never met.
Yeah,
That's
and you
brilliant.
keep talking to people. You keep talking to people. You're very interesting. You both are. So yes, thank you so much. I'll be in school next Thursday, so hopefully I'll get to see you. Everybody is saying well done, very inspiring, and thank you. And Mr. Jim Duffy has his hand up again, so we'll need to go to him.
Just very quickly, I'm wondering whether it has made any others in the school think differently about wider achievement awards.
Oh yes, Mr. Madden, that would be a question to you.
Well, I think generally it's me that takes the lead on the Wider Achievement Awards. We've got a very positive attitude towards Wider Achievement Awards, and Comedy and Confidence is one of many different awards that we run in the school. I see you've got a kind of Awards Scotland or Awards Network kind of paraphernalia behind you. So we run the Youth Achievement Award, DYA, what else? Too many. We did Duke event last year, yeah. That's on it, yeah.
Yeah, so Jim Duffy is like the big gun of the awards network. That's who he is, Mr. Madden. So he's
so that's like my Bible basically now.
Good.
Between the awards network and the SCQF database, that's basically my go-to. Great.
Okay, so Caleb and Courtney, thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you when I'm next in the school. And I'm obviously thank you for your time as always, and I always say it. the most important thing that you have, so don't waste it doing things that you're not wanting to do. All right, have a great weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
See you later. Bye.
And I'll probably just jump off the call at this point as well.
Yeah,
But
absolutely, that's
thanks so
fine.
much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Madden.
Thanks for
I
your time.
appreciate that.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, David.
So yes, I wanted to just bring on David and Courtney and Caleb. They just did the programme, and as Mr. Madden alluded to about becoming an approved centre, we have Jacqueline Quigley still on the call, who's heading up our DYW pilot. But I'm going to get back into my wee routine, and I'll come to you, Jackie, when I do it on my wee slide, because you know I just get carried away and I talk too much. So I'm going to get back into it. But any questions throughout this, just please do put them in the chat, and I will answer them all at the end, and I've left time at the end as well so that we can speak. So yes, the Comedy and Confidence programme, is that sharing? Is that sharing, Donnie?
Yeah, that's it now, Anna. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully the levels will come in. So the Comedy and Confidence programme, I built it. I developed this in 2016 with the SCQF and the SQA. The reason I created this programme was as a young person, I struggled in school and I actually got excluded due to mental health. And I promised myself at a young age that I would change the way that we looked at education. And because I'd left with no qualifications, I was doing like alternative education. And I think it is as beneficial as we've just seen. Then start like all your exams. The 4 levels are breaking down into hours. Now, Mrs. Keegan, you were asking about this. Apologies if I've mispronounced your name. Level 3 is 15 to 20 hours, and it is designed more for ASN young people that are maybe perhaps non-verbal or have a disability of some description. Level 4 is 15 to 24 hours, and this is our big one. A lot of people do level 4. It's got employability skills in it, it's got confidence skills in it, it's got presentation skills in it, but it is a nice level to start off with. Level 5 is 30 to 35 hours and focuses more on understanding you as a person and what you would be good at in the employment world. And it also explores how to use comedy in day-to-day interactions. Level 6 is focused on learning how to write comedy and include it within presentations, vocal work, and public speaking. All of the levels carry on from one another, and each level does similar activities, but just at lower levels. So we can continue through level 3 into 4 into 5 and into 6. We have some groups that do that. And completion of the Direct Debit Comedy Awards can enable candidates to enter the world of higher education with confidence in places of work with higher self-esteem, an ability to use communication skills. I'm not going to read it, it's there. You've just heard it from those 2 young people. What this programme does is it enables young people to be them, but be them confidently and move into things or re-engage with school and re-engage with education. This is some feedback that we've had from different people. Because of COVID, we developed the programme online. So we do have the programme available fully digitally. And CLD North Lanarkshire, they had said, although they had no experience in the physical comedy, we have been back out with them twice now. I'm in there on a Friday, but we got the same results online as what we did face-to-face in the room. So during COVID, we were one of the centres that was still really delivering at capacity, and we had various young people dotted all around Scotland. We then brought in the Mental Health Award and the Creative Industries, and this is where Martin's alluding to that. We took those courses and made them creative and made them more fun and interactive. And these are just some quick quotes from people around different schools we've worked in. Then in 2021, and this is, I'll bring you in a second, Jackie, so be prepared. I love that I'm just throwing you in. We built the Training the Trainer programme. Glasgow City Council and Glasgow DYW were the first to say that they would want to do this with us. And we did different training with various different coordinators, teachers, partnership organisations throughout Glasgow. And we've now got these schools getting up and running. Some of them have decided to come forward for approval of the award so that they can have it consistently in their school, and some of them are doing it in co-collaboration with myself and my team. The reason that we did this was because it is easier for budgets. And I'm aware education doesn't have a lot of budgets and things. So to bring us out, it would be a higher fee than if you do it as an approval centre. So Jackie, I'm going to bring you in if that is okay. And you can tell your experience. I love that you put in the chat that you hated very good, very good, very good, Jay. That's my staple. But if you're okay to tell everybody what your experience of it has been with the trainer element, please.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of been on board a few times, different times doing training, as you're talking about. And a lot of people, I think, find that those wee kind of games, they find it a wee bit embarrassing. But yeah, you've just got to kind of let yourself go and do it. And then with quite a lot of the coordinators that came along to the event that you had at Impact Arts, which was really good. So I've got there's 32 coordinators covering 35 schools, and you've got, I would say, at least about half of them that were on board and wanted to come on and deliver the training and kind of put themselves through that. Very good, very good. But we've had quite a number of schools that aren't really understanding the framework, and they're not understanding, you know, the importance of it, and they're so the coordinators are blocked in being able to kind of get young people out of class, and that's what's been the real stumbling block for us in Glasgow. We've got 4 schools that are kind of up and running and they're good to go. We've got 2 schools that are just kind of trying to get buy-in from like the deputies or whoever it is that kind of approves the young people to get out of class. And I think one of the problems as well is a lot of coordinators, there's a lot of pressure on. Glasgow's got a big push for 100% positive destinations this year, and the coordinators are all really wrapped up in destinations for the leavers. So I think a lot of them are a wee bit like, you know, would love the time to kind of focus on this, but they're constantly getting bombarded with, here's the different activity that we need to be doing in terms of our leaver destinations this year. So it's one of these ones that's been a wee bit of a slow burner. What my hope is that the more coordinators that we get involved and they come and see young people from other Glasgow schools, because I'd say that, I think, Margaret, you might have been at the event that we came, and I think when they see the difference in young people, and they'll obviously see this video as well, Anna, I'll send out, I think when they see young people talking about how good this has been for them, that's when it, but it's as I say, it's not even selling it to the coordinators, it's selling it to the schools. That's the barrier that we're finding right now, is getting the schools to buy in. So
yeah, no, absolutely, and thank you for sharing that, Jackie. And that is the thing, like Donnie, we've spoke about it as well, Jim, we've spoke about it. And it would be interesting to hear from other people on the call who like are in a school, if there's like, are we not using the correct language or whatever? Because I do think that because things are like SCQF or awards or whatever, they're not held in the same respect as traditional education. And my main plight in life is that education is supposed to be 2 things: a systematic process or an enlightening experience. And I believe it can and should be both, and both should be available to all learners in Scotland, because there will be young people like those young people we just spoke to who will not sit exams, who are not going to be your A, B, C, D grades and go from school to college to uni. But we need everybody. And if we don't have the creative mindsets of the future, then we're never going to solve the problems. So that's my wee soapbox rant over. But yes, as part of the programme, we do always get our young people involved in events. We've had one recently, that's the one Jackie's alluding to. That was with our ASN schools, and all of the young people got to come and present their work. We also took 2 of our groups to COP26, whereby they got to do comedy sketches around climate and what that was going on. So all the skills are transferable. Who's Professor? I'll come back to that, Jim. Oh yeah, I did do that. So all of the skills are transferable. And yes, as Jackie said, we don't have an issue with buy-in from teachers, trainers, people like that want to do it, but it's trying to get more of the schools to understand the value and the need for the young people. So I was so glad that young people could join us. So I'm going to just finish this wee presentation, and then I'm going to go straight into questions and chats, and hopefully everybody will camera up, because I just love seeing people, because I don't get out enough. So yes, if you do have other questions, just please putting them in the chat box. I have now lost my, it's now saying I can't share my screen. It's now saying I can't, oh, it's okay, I got it. Always fun. Okay, so this is just some people that we have worked with. And basically what my mantra is that we will change society, life and the world with one laugh at a time. So you can see that we have worked with some of the creme de la creme of organisations, and we really want to work with more people in more schools that understand the need and can see the value in different things. And these are just a couple of quotes from different people. And then we go on to actually our impact. Now, I know you have heard from the young people. Oh, why is that doing that? I know you have heard from the young people, but from last year alone, our impact, I can't believe that's doing that. I'm sorry everybody, I'll need to just do it like this. Our impact from last year and all the different schools and things that we've done, the skills that young people say that they get from this in order to like 1, 2, 3, 4, over half of our students said that communication skills were the top skill that they had got, followed by employment and knowing more about employability and feeling more employable, then about understanding themselves better, and then lastly, how to have fun. Now, fun might not feel like it should be high on people's agenda, but if we don't allow people the space to have fun and be creative, then we're not giving them the joy and things of the world that they can create and do different things. And if we don't allow people to experience stuff and have fun with it, and everything is so strict and like it's got to be like that and everything else, it increases a lot of young people's anxieties. So that was our impact just from the last year with the different groups that we'd had. And now it's the end, and it is any questions, ask away. I'm always happy to answer them. This is our Twitter if you want to follow us. We sometimes do put up different things that we're doing. You can email me directly, or this is my Glow email. And remember to stay fabulous. And if you are interested, we have a short form that you can complete, and we'd be happy to talk to you more in depth about everything that we do. I will now stop sharing and come back, and hopefully we enjoyed that. And hopefully with the final, what we've got 20 minutes, then that would be great to have a conversation. And for the other people on the call, I don't know if you can camera up or anything like that. And Mrs. Keane, I know you had quite a few questions. So I'm just going to go through the chat quickly.
I'll stop recording as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good.
So
Right, share that.
Ahmed Sam